Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, something that I have never done before. So I am an absolute beginner, but I have some tissue culture plants that I am going to be deflasking into pots. Yeah, I'm very excited, very nervous as well, but I have 3 flasks of philodendron ring of fire. You can see they have amazing roots on them. So these are fully sterile containers. So what I have done is I have sterilized some water to clean off the agar gel. I have sterilized my pots. I have sterilized the utensils I'm going to be using. So basically I've sort of done all of that. Everything is just sitting cooling down. Like obviously the water can't be boiling when I'm trying to wash these plants. I've got to let the water cool down, and once that is done I will come back and we will get to deflasking these. So yeah, very excited, very nervous. As I say, I am a complete 100% beginner, never done this before. I have read a few things about it and also watched a few YouTube videos about it. So yeah, hopefully this goes well. I will probably do a follow-up video sort of once they get settled, sort of tell you the process of what happened, whether some died, whether they lived, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that'll come in the future video, but today we are just going to be deflasking them and seeing how many little plant babies we can get out of these 3 flasks. So I'm going to be transferring them into these 6cm pots. So I have obviously cleaned probably way more than I need, but I'd rather have more than not enough. I have some little tweezers. I have my sterilized water in here just cooling off. Okay, I'm basically just going to give you a really brief description on what actually tissue culture is. So tissue culture involves the use of a small piece of plant tissue, which is then cultured in a nutrient medium under sterile conditions, and then using the appropriate growing conditions for each type of plant, plants can be induced to rapidly produce new shoots, and then with a suitable hormone is when they can start producing new roots. Basically, there are 4 stages to tissue culture. There's the selection and preparation, there's the establishment stage, the multiplication stage, the rooting stage, and then the acclimatization / hardening off stage, which is basically sort of what I am doing in this video. So I am taking plants from the sterile containers and I am repotting them into somewhat a sterile medium. So the water I'm using here to clean off the agar gel, it's sterile water, but I have not sterilized the fern fiber that I am using. That is sort of a risk I was willing to take. Some people did suggest that you can sterilize the medium as well to reduce the risk of any contamination, but I'm kind of like a bit of a YOLO kind of gal, so I took the risk and I didn't sterilize my fern fiber, and so far they are doing really, really well. Yeah, so basically what you need to do is you need to rinse off as much as the agar gel as you can, because that can sort of go moldy and yucky in the pots once they are potted up. So it is best to remove as much of that as you can. It is a process, let me tell you. Like, those roots are so entangled and growing and established in those little pots. It was actually really, really tricky to untangle them without damaging roots. Obviously, I did damage some roots, but that is okay. I am pretty certain that the fern fiber is going to help them establish even stronger soil roots now that they are all potted up. When I finished potting them up, I did actually water them in with the Growth Technology Clone X Clone solution, which is like my holy grail for propagation, and I'm pretty sure this is what has given them the best start in life, because I probably did the first ones which you are seeing me do here. I actually did them about 3 weeks ago, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago, and they are already growing new roots into the fern fibre. Actually, even a few of them have produced some new leaves, so they are really thriving, and that makes me so happy because I was quite nervous when I was doing this, and it was quite the tedious task, but I just took my time. I made sure that I had all the little roots covered in fern fibre. I didn't pack the fern fibre down. I basically just used these little tweezers to sort of maneuver the fern fibre around all the little roots. And yeah, this is day 2 of me doing the 3rd flask. So I did 2 flasks, and then obviously Christmas, New Year's happened, and then I finally got round to doing the 3rd flask, and I was a little bit more confident this time around, so a little less sterile water and just the same fern fibre. And yeah, just took my time cleaning off all the agar gel, untangling all the roots, and repotting basically. So once I had repotted everything into their little pots, I then put them into a clear plastic container, which I kind of roughly sterilized with a bit of bleach and then rinsed it out, left it in the sun to dry, and I put the lid on the container to keep them in a nice humid environment and to keep somewhat of contaminants out. But as I say, they are doing really, really well so far, and I am super, super happy with how they turned out. That wraps up the tissue culture video. As I said in the start, I'm definitely no means an expert. This is the first time I've done it, and the ones, so I did some at the start of the video, which you saw, which was probably like 3 weeks ago, and then obviously I did some more. I did the last flask today, and the ones that I did a few weeks ago are already starting to grow, so I must have done something right. But yeah, I will keep you updated as always, and these will be available on my shop in a few months' time, maybe, depending how they grow. I want them to grow to a decent size and harden off before I sell them, obviously, because I want the plants that I sell to be of a high quality, and I wouldn't feel comfortable in selling such small tissue culture plants until they're really established and growing super well, like the one in my grow tent. Actually, I should show you. I'm going to show you, actually. Wait there. So this is actually my personal philodendron ring of fire. So I got this as a little tissue culture plant, which I have grown out to look like this. Absolutely stunning. I love them. I love the markings on their leaves. This obviously is probably my favorite leaf, and this one here is one of the newest leaves. But yeah, absolutely stunning, stunning plants. I can't wait for them to start growing. But yeah, this is what they are gonna grow into. Tissue culture is super interesting to me, and this was kind of a fun but slightly stressful experience, but I'm glad that they are actually growing now, and I feel a bit more confident to maybe try some more in the future. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!